I was put in a position where I didn't know. At Miss Tennessee, I was put in a position where I didn't know how to play the game without being a pawn in somebody else's game there because, I did my first year top 10. It was great. And I don't think anybody realized that, I was somebody to look out for. My second year around, I got top 5. And then these rumors started spreading like wildfire. And it was rumors that are pretty damaging because it was about my character. And I didn't know about it until after the pageant. And I still to this day think that was the influence in why I didn't win, but I'll never get confirmation on that. But, it was these things of like, oh, well, Carsyn's, saying terrible things about girls in the dressing room. She's doing this. And my second year, I had to come back and basically prove all of that wrong if I wanted to go anywhere in the pageant system. And again, the same rumor started happening. And the issue is I knew exactly who it was. I couldn't tell them like, oh, I know it's you, because that would start more stuff and I would look even more in a bad light. So it was just, you have to be overly nice. You have to be overly charismatic. And that was the thing that it's very strugglesome to be somebody that you're not. And I'm not saying like I'm not a nice person, but I'm just saying what I had to go through, I couldn't be competitive and be nice. Like it was very weird because any ounce of competitiveness instantly translated to negativity. And that's not what it was at all. So.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Like, how do you combat something? Because there's two schools of thought. And this has come up a lot with people who are accused of things, Like, often it'll be like a sexual harassment type of thing. And, of course, some of those are real.
Right.
But also, 100% there are ones that are not real.
Right.
And so it's like how, people have different ways of dealing with it. And, yeah, a lot of the time it's like just don't shed extra light on it.
Right.
Move on from it. And but then there also is the stance of like, no, I'd like, that's fucking wrong. Like you could be like, no, I'd never said any of that.
Right.
But that's also difficult. That's complicated because then it's.
Well, and it was rough too because, you have the person who knows that it's wrong, and then you have the person that's spreading the rumors. And the position that I was in, it didn't make sense at the time for this specific person to be making these accusations because, and I don't want this to sound wrong, I don't know how to say this in like a nice way, but she wasn't a girl that others feared competition wise, and I think that was her fear for me is because she was top 10 the first year and I bumped her out the second year. And then she wasn't anything, she didn't place at all. And so I think that's really why the rumors started. And it's hard because there's an entire Facebook page of directors and it's spread through the directors. And it's like, I don't know why the girls with nasty mouths and attitudes compete, yada, yada, yada. And again, I was not able to stand up for myself during the pageant. I found out afterwards, which made it look even worse because I didn't say anything at all. Yeah. And it's not like, oh, but I had no clue that these rumors were being spread. I think if I had known in the time that it was going, I could have easily cleared that up. And I will say, if it happens now, I will gladly walk up to somebody and be like, I really don't know why you're spreading rumors, but it needs to stop. But again, it's those situations where you learn from it and you're like, okay, how am I going to use this to, continue on?
What was it like to win a big title?
It's pretty crazy because I've been working for it for 4 years, and I think that was the times that I was always competing. I was always dedicating it to someone. I never really did it for myself because I wouldn't have the motivation if it was for me. So, it was this last time around was for my grandfather who had just passed away. And that was my big thing of like, I don't sing. I'm not a good singer, but you have to have a talent. So I sang for my grandfather. And so being able to dedicate that performance and then it be a winning performance was like icing on the cake. It was so much fun. There is a lot of responsibility that comes with it that you don't realize. I was the social media and marketing person for all of our sponsors. And we probably had 54 sponsors. So, making constant posts and things like that. But then you're also not getting paid for it, and I need another job on top of that to balance all of this. Pageantry is a full-time job. As soon as you win the title, it is a full-time job, and you just have to be prepared for that. And I'm going to just say I was not prepared for it because it was a lot of work.